Hey everybody, Dirili here. Welcome to my 30th audiolog, and thank you for stopping by. Sorry it's been a while since I did one of these. Since they split into two channels, there are less videos on the main channel. I didn't want to pepper the channel with too many audiologs. Plus I've been pushing things and keeping busy, and I didn't really have much to say, or rather, I couldn't think of how to organize my thoughts. But now I've got a lot of thoughts since it's been a while, and a lot of questions to ask you all. So my topics today are as follows, and I'll link times to the different topics in case you want to skip to different topics. But number one, I have questions for any of you out there watching, and I'll have polls up for you all to take. Just click on the icon in the upper right hand corner of the video, and there'll be a drop down menu and the polls will be there. At least that's how it works on PC. I'm not sure how or if it works on other devices. But if you can't on other devices, then if you could please at some point get on your computer to take the polls. If you have some time, please, I'd appreciate it. Topic 2 will be a giveaway that I'm doing. I have a few copies of Amnesia Memories to give away, and it's initially for patrons, but I think most of my patrons already have it, so if there are any leftover copies, I'll be doing a giveaway of the remaining copies here on my channel. But I also wanted to say it here in case some patrons didn't see the post, and maybe you're listening to the audiolog. Topic 3 will be about YouTube technical problems. Topic 4, about video processing. 5, I'm going to start posting on Tumblr more often, which kind of ties into the technical problems. So if anything goes wrong, you should check my Tumblr to see what's going on. And topic 6, plans, or rather the scattered ideas of them that I have, and wishful thinking. Alright, so to get started here, topic number 1, the polls. I'd like to see what you all think about a few things, and also find out if you all were aware of some things. I have 4 questions, so I hope 4 polls can fit in there. But anyway, since I started working with translators, I've always done a subtitle version of each video for their channels, and I narrate the version that goes on my channel. Each of my narrated videos is linked to the translator subtitle videos or their channel in both the descriptions and the cards, and I also put a note on my video saying if you want to just watch the subtitle version with the original Japanese voices, you can go to the translator's channel to watch it. So with all of those factors, did you all realize that exists? Or are there some of you that, even though I wrote all those and did all the links and everything, did you not realize that there are subtitle versions of each of these videos I'm doing? And those would include Rain to Floor, Trigger Kiss, Cholerics Malice, and some of the other miscellaneous ones I did, except for Arcana Familia, because the translator for that is they're going to do their own subtitle versions later on, so she didn't ask me to do a version for her. But I will be linking to her channel whenever she does do her subtitle versions. And poll B will be, if you have been aware of the existence of both the subtitled and narrated versions, do you watch mine because you prefer English narration? Do you watch the subtitle one because you enjoy hearing the Japanese voices? Or do you prefer the Japanese voices but listen to my narrated version because you don't have time to read the videos? Which would actually be my case, because I like listening to the Japanese voices, but I don't have time to read things these days. And poll C, what do you think of the fact that I split the channel? Well, I had various reasons for doing it, because the second channel is my recreational channel, the things that I'm just doing for fun. I'm reading these games that I want to read for myself, but my sister also wants to hear them, so I'm reading it for her, but then I also figure some of you all might want to hear them. I also didn't want the videos on my main channel to get buried under a flood of these when I do have a chance to be doing them. So do you all think this works well? Do you think it's good for me to have the translation videos on the main channel and then keep the rest of the videos to the secondary channel? Or do you prefer it all on one channel? My last poll, poll D. I want to try reading some Psychopath's Mandatory Happiness and Higurashi no Nakokoro ni on my Quickies channel. I think there's a chance that perhaps fans of those might find my videos and become Otome fans. But out of curiosity, any of you listening out there, are you interested in either of those? So that's it for the polls. Topic 2 was a giveaway. I already said most of it. I picked up 3 copies of Amnesia Memories while it was on sale. So like I said, the giveaway is initially for patrons, but by this coming Sunday, if I haven't had 3 patrons that ask for it, then any leftover copies, I'll do a giveaway on my main channel here for it. So those of you who are patrons, if you haven't seen the post on Patreon, please go there for details, and you have until this coming Sunday at midnight Eastern Standard Time. And topic number 3, YouTube technical problems. You may have noticed a post I did last week about some problems uploading videos on YouTube. Well, it turned out that I can upload using Firefox, but not Google Chrome now. Hopefully that'll fix itself at some point. But now another problem has popped up, and I can't respond to any messages on YouTube at the moment, yesterday or today. No matter what browser I'm using, no matter which computer I'm using, it always gives me an error saying either a message was not posted or could not post a message, something like that. And I haven't been able to figure out any workarounds yet. But I wanted you all to know that I haven't stopped reading comments, and I really want to reply, but stupid YouTube is messing with me. The last time this was happening en masse, it went on for like months. So I don't even know what to do, and I don't know how long it's going to be before I can start responding to messages again. And I don't understand why it happens to some people and not others. It's just, I've been so frustrated with YouTube. With all these problems, well, I guess it's really just two major problems, but these little quirky problems that keep coming up these last few days. So anyway, topic 4 is about video processing. On my second channel, the current focus now is Hakuoki, whereas before I had been reading Dogenzaka games, which had shorter defined chapters, which were about 15 to 20 minutes apiece. With Hakuoki, though, I'm making 30-minute videos. So that's like 50 to 100% longer per video. So that's why I'm probably only going to be able to do 2 or 3 episodes a day, as opposed to the 3 or 4 a day I was doing of the Dogenzaka videos, because, like I said, these videos are much longer. So I just wanted people to be aware of that, because it's really the same amount, or more, actually. It's more work, but less videos because the videos are longer. And then topic 5, just Tumblr. I'm going to start posting more on my Tumblr account when things happen, like technical problems like I was having with YouTube, or sometimes just talk, I guess. I'm sure there's going to be times when I won't be able to even put up short text videos on YouTube to tell people that there's a problem. So it's good to have a way of communicating with you all other than that. Plus, I don't like putting up short text videos anyway. Hopefully more people will start consulting my Tumblr for any news that might pop up. I don't abuse it and post and reblog every little thing, so you don't have to worry about getting flooded by posts from me. Though I do post the videos that I release on my main channel. I would have said Twitter because it's more popular and more people use it, but I tend to be more verbose and like to explain things, and Twitter limits you to such short messages that it's such a pain for me to use. And on to topic 6, plans. The main channel is going to remain unaffected, of course. Unless I get sick or something really bad happens or I lose a translator, the main channel will just always remain the same or gain more activity for at least another year. But with my second channel, Dirili Quickies, remember that's my recreational channel. I'm just playing games for fun and for my sister, and sharing it with you all if you want to watch them. And I can only post videos there while I have free time. This one's a tough subject because there's so many things I want to do and too many things that I should do. And I don't know what made me think I could get a bunch of stuff done quickly before the summer was over, but I definitely didn't get anywhere near as far as I had wanted to. I've been saying for a long time that I needed to get back to non-YouTube work to get some inventory out of the house and get rid of some debt. And in the next 2 or 3 weeks, the weather should finally be conducive to me doing that work. So that's going to cut back on what I'm doing on the Quickie channel for a while, till it gets too cold to do that work anymore. Hopefully I can at least finish Hakuoki in that time frame though. After that, I'll be wading through Sweet Fuse, then alternate Nameless and Pub Encounter, I think. But I also want to try interspersing some episodes of Psycho-Pass Mandatory Happiness and Higurashi no Nakokoroni in there occasionally, because I've been a big fan of Psycho-Pass since the anime came out, and actually when I started the channel nearly a year ago now, the anniversary's coming up, Higurashi was one of the games that was on my list of games to read on the channel before we got that burst of otome games that came out. So I never got around to it, but it's been sitting in my inventory this whole time. And I have the first 2 games of it, and the third one's coming out next year. It's another thing I've been a big fan of since the anime came out besides Psycho-Pass. So those 2 titles aren't otome, but I was hoping that maybe some fans of each of those might find my channel thanks to them and start getting interested in otome games, helping the cause here. Psycho-Pass more than Higurashi, because I don't think Higurashi has nearly as good fan following, although I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's because there's more horror elements in that game, and there's not as many horror fans as there are, crime and science fiction fans and such, as with Psycho-Pass. But then again, Dishonored 2 is coming out on November 11th, I think it was, and Final Fantasy 15 is coming out later in November, so I may play some of those on my Quickie channel. Or I may have to play them offline. I mean, even though regular games don't require so much editing, so they're much faster and easier to make videos of, it's still extra time. I don't know if I can squeeze them in or not. And probably most people won't care anyway because there's going to be a million people making videos of each of them. But after that, we're talking kind of far into the future. Support hasn't been growing so fast, so I doubt I'll have enough funds to pay for more frequent translations, even if I have the time for them, but I do have permission to use a few partially translated games, so I'd like to get more on those aggressively. Plus, there's those 4 games that I own the PSP version of that are also available on English mobiles, so I can record the PSP version and use the text from the mobile version to apply to them. Really looking forward to those, because those are some good ones. I talked about them in an audiolog before, which I'll link in the description if you want to look back at them to see what those were. The only other otome games that I know that are coming out that I'm definitely going to read aren't going to be too soon. I think they're going to be a while, sometime in 2017. Both Collar, XMLS, and Code Realize Future Blessings, they probably won't come out until later next year. And Hakuoki Sweet School Life still hasn't gotten an official go-ahead yet, so that would probably be scheduled even later. And honestly, I have no interest in Period Cube or Bad Apple Wars or Secrets of Me, though I'm still on the fence about My Famous Lover. That's a maybe whenever Dogenzaka brings that to Steam. I just haven't been able to make up my mind on it. Oh, and I still do plan on doing those tutorials for people at some point. Just not sure when, but it's on my to-do list. It will happen. I swear. Doing YouTube is so weird for me. I didn't even expect things to quite get this far, really. I've always been a visual artist, so this is the first time I've worked in a medium where I didn't create the visuals with my own hands. I'm also not used to working on a schedule. I mean, I'm a project-oriented person, so I would just work on projects for long periods of time until they were done. So it's kind of difficult for me to work on a schedule. Being an artist worked so well for me with my depression and anxiety because I could take breaks whenever I needed to, and as long as I needed to. But YouTube is totally different, because basically out of sight, out of mind. If you don't post for a week, some people can forget about you just that fast. And I get this really funny contradicting feeling there because I'm doing this to try and get more people into otome games, so I guess I shouldn't get hung up on people sticking around since it's all about exposing people to the games and getting them interested. Then if they go off and start buying the games and playing them on their own and stop watching my channel, I've accomplished what I really wanted. But still, there's just that part of me that's like, I put so much work into these, but are they any good or not? Are the numbers any indication of that? How much good am I doing? And mostly there's not really any way of knowing, but I can't help the fact that the numbers are encouraging or discouraging in the end, depending on what's going on from week to week. I know my Quickie channel is probably going to see less views soon because I'm reading older games there instead of newer releases now, so less people are going to be looking for them. But oh well, I couldn't keep up that pace forever anyway. And like I said, that's my recreational channel. Alright, well, as usual, I am terrible at closing these things out. But that's it for now. That's everything I could think of. Everything I wrote down. Thanks so much again for listening, and I'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye, everybody.